ASMR Reality. All proceeds from this channel go to the Animal Protection League. Please consider subscribing. Thank you. Tonight, we are going to do an update, a financial update. On the 12th of January, I made this video, and I go into detail about Bitcoin, but I want to give a quick update as to where it's at today, because we are about a month and a half after that, and I highly encourage everyone to look at it and maybe consider it. I don't give financial advice, but I recommend looking at this strongly, and I'm recommending it again. So, for starters, I just want to go through and explain one part. When you hear about the term net worth, and somebody says, what is their net worth? What a net worth is calculated by taking everything somebody owns and subtracting everything that they owe. So hypothetically, let's say you had a $500,000 house and you had a $50,000 car and you had $100,000 in the bank and you had $400,000 saved up for retirement. And let's say all of your other possessions equal to $20,000. Your clothes, your furniture, that type of stuff. So we would have that would be $1,070,000 of net worth. I apologize, of assets. And then let's say they owed $300 on their house and they owed $40 on the car. They don't owe anything on the cash. They don't owe anything on their investments, and they don't owe anything on that. $340. They still owe $340,000 in debt. And I can't do that math in my head. It's roughly $74,000 though, I think. Something like that. Anyway, or $740,000. So that's an example of somebody's net worth would be $740,000. So I think if I was well off today, I would take 10% of my proceeds and put it into Bitcoin. And that's what I did years ago. I decided and committed to investing $200,000 into Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin, but partially Bitcoin, partially Ethereum. I was in and out of a lot of cryptos over the years, but now I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Chainlink. Those are the only four that I have. Bitcoin is the majority of my holdings, and Ethereum is second, and Chainlink and Solana. They are equal. I have equal amounts in these. So that is my portfolio. Now, how it's broken down. Let me see if I can pull up the percentages. My assets. Okay, I am, where's the percentage on here? Oh, sorry. It doesn't show a percentage of my holdings. I thought it might show the percentage on here, but it doesn't, but it shows the amount. So right now, Bitcoin 208,951, and Ethereum 102,512, and 17,187, Chainlink, and 16,851, Solana. Now, I invested the same amount in these two, but you can see Chainlink is above Solana currently. So that's what I have now. The Bitcoin price right now is 61,357. That's for a Bitcoin. Ethereum is 33.99. Chainlink is $19.41. Solana 124.10. Now that's what it costs to buy one whole coin. So if you want a whole Bitcoin, it's $61,000 to buy a Bitcoin right now. When I made my video on the 16th, Bitcoin was $42,000. So let's do that math. Sorry if I'm making a little noise here, but I want to get this math done. Maybe I should have done this ahead of time. But it's, so I'm going to take 42,000 divided by 61,000. I'm rounding both of them down. So that's 68%, but that's not the growth. 61,357 divided by 42,000 equals 14%. That's not right. If it grew 10%, that's 6. Is that right? If it went from 42, so 10% would be 4. 20% would be 8. Yeah, maybe that is right. I'm struggling with basic math here. I'm showing my age. $42,000 divided by 61357 equals 68%. That's the growth. Let's see if that's right. 42,000 times 168% equals, nope, that's not right. 42,000 times 68% is 28.5 plus 42,000. No, that's not right. So how do I calculate that? Is it times, it's almost 50%. It's 48%, I bet. Yeah, that's what it is. It's 48%. So it's up about 48% in the last month. So let's use that figure. Sorry. I'm gonna set the board down so I can erase it. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. If you would have, when I made the Bitcoin video on January 12th, if you would have put $100 in today, you would have $148. If you would have put 1,000 in, you would have $1,148. If you would have put 10,000 in, you would have made, you would have been 11,000. 48% is 400, 4,800. Yeah, 14,800. There we go. If you would have put 100,000, you would have made 148 you could just sell, right? And have $500,000 in your pocket. Even if you borrowed the money for it. Now, over here, if you've invested 100, you get 48 bucks, right? Well, you've still got, that's almost 50 bucks more than you had, and you only had 100 bucks. So that's great returns, because now you just have to stay. You know, that's 1 month. 1 month. Now, there'll be times that it's down. There'll be times that it's up more than this. You have to stay, because the only way to get here, is to keep staying here. Because when I started, and I'm going to verify this with evidence from my computer, from my account. I'll show you this at the end. I'll pick up the camera and I'll show you my screen so you can see the exact breakdown, and so that these figures that I gave you on the whiteboard will match up to the screen. But so currently my balance is 507,144. So when I told you that I've invested 200,000, currently my profit is 318,243. So let's do that math, and that'll tell us exactly how much I've invested in crypto. That's 188,901. That is what I have at risk. Now, did I wake up one day and say, I'm going to put $188,901 into crypto? No. No. It started with, I think my first investment was like maybe 5,000 that I put, well, probably 100. I probably put 100 into Coinbase just to like get my feet wet and say, oh my God, how does this work? And I got to learn how to use this new app, an app and a website to be able to put money in, link my bank account to it, and let it take money, and then spend that money on something I can't touch, right? So, yeah. But then it added up. Like I put 5,000 and I put 20,000 in. Over the course of my whole crypto, I have put 188,901. Now, when I said I would encourage somebody to put 10% of my income into here, that's kind of where I always capped myself. I tried to stay around that 10% mark as far as thinking what was I investing, but eventually I stopped putting more money in. As my crypto became a much bigger part of my net worth, more than 10%, because it grew faster than anything. It grew faster than my IRA. It grows way faster than money markets or bonds or annuities or anything else. It grows faster than the market. It has outpaced the market by a long shot. So I do not have this. 507 is what I have in crypto. I don't have a net worth of $5 million. That would be my 10% mark. So I am this is a large portion of my net worth. So, yeah, my IRA is $1,300,000, and if I do the math on my money that's in there, as far as the money I earned over the course of my career, it's a way higher percentage than this. Now this has made money, but I put a lot more into that than 188,000. And I believe that it won't be long that my crypto passes my IRA, because that's the growth of crypto versus what the market does. And I have this invested in a pretty aggressive IRA. So yeah, that's how this works, and that's why I can't give financial advice. But if I could, I would tell everybody to go buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Ethereum, those are the two. Those are the safest ones. Those are the I wouldn't say if I didn't think you could not lose. And when I say don't lose, like I said earlier, that Bitcoin was Bitcoin was 42,000 when I made the video in January. Today it's 61,000. But after it was 42, it probably was 38. It probably was 38 between these two. It might have dropped to 35. So you've got to be able to stomach that. Maybe 5 days after it was 42, it might have been 35. But now today it's 61, right? If you can't stomach the ride, you can always get out. You just don't want to get out when you're down. You can't get out when you're down. You want to, you're scared. You think it's just going to keep going and going. You don't know how low it will go, but you have to be strong enough to hold on. There's a term in crypto called HODL. Stands for hold on for dear life. And it looks like hold. And people think that somebody is misspelling hold, but it's HODL. So that's what happens. And then again, with it says 61 right now, it actually was up to 64,000 today. It was at 64,000 earlier today. So this would have been my total would have been, just from Bitcoin alone, would have been $20,000 more on top of that. So I technically lost 20,000 from today when it was I was up to probably my high today. I'll try to show you this on the computer to show you where my high was today. My high was probably 529, something like that. That's probably, I might have crossed 530, but now I'm down to 507. But again, working from 188, who cares? You know, who cares if I'm up so much? I know there was 1 hour today. I went from 500 to 515, and I thought in 1 hour, if I was just one of these traders, I could have made 15 grand. You buy it, you sell it, you get out. I don't trade, I hodl. I hold this stuff, and I think that's the key to becoming financially successful. You have to just buy an asset and hold it. And you just keep working and adding assets. And one day you're going to wake up and you're still going to be young enough to feel good. You either pay now or pay later. You can go blow all your money, or you can start buying assets. It's what you have to do. It's the only way you're going to build wealth. People want to sit back and say, oh, just trust me. You can start with very little. You know, imagine that if you wanted to, you can go with like $100 and start trading. So you made 143 just by holding it. But if you were buying and selling it and watching the graphs, and kind of, because it constantly does this, so there are ways to read those. They call them candlesticks. There are ways to read those. There are ways to follow the trends and buy here, or buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here. Because again, it's going like this. That's what the price does. It starts low and launches up. But along the way, it has the ups and downs. There are people that literally buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell multiple times a day. and they catch these waves, and maybe they're only making, let's say hypothetically, if you had $100 invested and you were making $10 each time you did this, 10, 20, 30, $40, plus that's just one day, right? And this is just one crypto. This is how people make money with stocks the other way. Like, when you say the rich, think about like the rich get richer. Like, if you are just selling $100 of Bitcoin doing that, but imagine trading 100,000, and each time you're trading it, you're making thousands instead of $10, right? That's how people get rich. The other way, like, people will literally buy a stock. Let's say a stock is $20 at the start of the day, and it's $20.50 at the end of the day, right? They will buy, if you buy 1,000,000 shares of this in the morning and sell 1,000,000 shares at the end of the day, you've only made a 50 cents per share. But when you do that math, it's unbelievable money. That's how rich people just keep getting richer. But I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what the market is doing, and gives you hope that it's still possible to be successful in this world. There are ways to be successful, straight up honest, and through just smart investing and delayed gratification. You can't have everything today. It can't happen. It's just like I can't find my lid to my marker. That's what I'm looking for. I don't remember it falling on the floor, but you guys probably heard it if it did. Dang it. I hate to make noise, but I hate to set this down, but I'll just set it here without it. Okay. But yeah, it's like, imagine like if you decided that you wanted to work out, and you wanted to change your body composition, and you wanted to lower your body fat and gain some muscle on you, and you woke up and you're 50 pounds overweight, and you said, okay, that's it. I'm gonna eat right today, and I'm going to work out today. When you look at the mirror tomorrow, there is no difference. And you can do it again the next day, and you look in the mirror, there is no difference. And next week, you don't see a difference, and the week after. One workout will get you nothing. 2 workouts will get you nothing. You have to think, on my 300th time working out, I can't wait to see what I look like. 300. There's 365 days in a year. You can have 65 days off. There's 52 weeks, so that's more than 1 day off a week, right? So it's not that hard. And you don't need 6-hour workouts a day. Literally 30 minutes a day, 40 minutes a day. That's all it takes. It's the same thing with investment. You have got to be disciplined and do it. You've got to try to look. Food is so expensive now. It's so expensive to eat out. I mean, Subway and Jimmy John's, the prices are off the Richter scale. To go to any nice restaurant, $200 is the minimum for you and another person if you're going to eat well and maybe just have one drink or two. It's unbelievable. And if you want to take another couple out to a nice restaurant and treat them to a nice dinner, it's several $100s. And you just have to think, what can I cut out? What can I cut out, and start being disciplined? There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do to have time with yourself, Obviously, it's important to be social, and you have to have friends, and you have to maintain relationships. But if you have those people in your life, when you say, look, I can't, and here's why, I made a commitment in my life that I am going to double down, and I gotta do what's right, and I gotta start doing what's right for my financial future, and I'm gonna make some sacrifices. That may mean you don't drive as nice a car as you want. That may mean you don't live in as big a house or apartment as you want. You know, you don't go out to eat as much. You try to buy more efficient food, you know, and get your budget right. And that's going to help you to do these things right that will set you on a path to where you know that you own everything you have. The bank cannot take anything from you because you don't owe them any money. Everything you have is yours. Nobody can take it away. And you have enough money that you don't have to work anymore because you can live a modest life on not much money. You know, you don't have to save that much to be able to live okay. You know, pay your utility bills, pay your cell phone bill, drive a decent car, live in a decent house. You know, yeah, if you want Ferraris and Lamborghinis and jets and all that, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to save enough money that you don't have to work. If you have a jet, you're working. I don't know any retired people with jets. So they're all working. And they're all working hard because those things take a lot of money. But if you don't need those things to make yourself feel happy and to feel content and to feel like you made it in life, and I don't, you know, there's a way to live a really good life, to have what you need, you know. It's like the video I made yesterday. Humans tend to ask if we can, forgetting to ask if we should. So can we do these things, or should we do these things? And sometimes things we can do, we shouldn't do. So I hope you appreciate the update. I will see you on the next one. Hey guys, I almost forgot to do this part, so I'm only whispering into my phone. So it's a different sound, I'm sure. No microphone. So I'm gonna turn this around and show you. Okay, so this is my total. So at the time of recording, it was 507. That's how much it's went up. So let's hit refresh on it and see what it does. 509,438. So that's my current balance, and you can see my. See if I can get this to zoom in. 322 all time. That's my all-time profit. So, then my portfolio is Bitcoin is my number one. I have a little bit over 5 Bitcoin, and 311 is my total. 61.8 is the current Bitcoin price. It's up 8% today. Ethereum 164.17. There's Chainlink and Solana. That's my totals. So that's how much